All right, so today we're going to talk about volume of a cylinder, which is something that we have to learn in 8th grade. And before we did this, when we talked a little bit of review about 7th grade and how we found the area of circles, because we have to know how to find the area of a circle to be able to find the volume of a cylinder. So notice that a cylinder has a circular base. And so that would mean the area of this base would be a circle. So let's just demonstrate what area of something means. It means to cover it up. We would usually find the area of something if we wanted to paint it, or maybe if we wanted to put shingles on a roof, or in this case, we want to cover the bottom with rice. We need to know how much area we're going to cover. So I have just covered this circular area with rice. And if I want to know what the area of rice is that I have used to cover that, I would need to use the formula for area of a circle. So we're going to start there and blend what we learned from 7th grade into what we are going to learn in 8th grade. We've already pre-measured the diameter of this circle, and it's 4 inches. So now that we know the diameter of this circle, we're going to make a decision to use the 3.14 for pi, and we're going to calculate the area of the circle that we've covered on the base of that cylinder. So the area of the circle is pi times the radius squared, and we're going to find that area by plugging in 3.14 for pi. Now the diameter of the circle was 4 inches. We don't need the diameter, we need the radius, and the radius is half of that. So the radius is 2 inches squared. So we're going to calculate this, 3.14 times, we want to do the squared part first, 4 square inches. And then we're going to pick up the calculator to multiply. 3.14, notice I did not pick up the calculator until I had written it down first, really important. 3.14 times 4, that's 12.56. So I have 12.56 square inches that I have covered right here, the area of this circle. Now the volume of this cylinder is not just a flat thing. It has 3 dimensions. I've covered this area, which has 2 dimensions, but now I want to fill it up, or I want to know how much it will hold when I want to know the volume of this. So if I start to pour more rice in, I'll start to fill it up. But notice that I'm just making more circles. If I shake it to make it settle, I've made it rise up now, but I'm still making more circles. And then the more I fill it up, it's going to make more circles, more circles, more circles. So now I'm not just filling 2 dimensions, I'm filling 3 dimensions. So how would I calculate the amount of rice that I have in there now? I have a volume of rice in there. I have covered this area, which was 12.56 inches squared, but now I've also I've put a bunch more areas on top of that. I've pushed that area through this space right here. So I need to know how tall my rice is. I need to know what the height of it is. So I'll use this tape measure and measure the height of this. And it is, right now, it is at 3 1/4 inches. So here is the volume formula for a cylinder. The volume is pi times the radius squared, because I have to have the area of the circular bottom, and now I'm going to multiply that by the height. So it's just like what you learned in 7th grade when you found the area of a circle. Now you're just going to multiply that area times the height, because you want to know how far you pushed it through space. So the height, in this case, of my rice is, I already know that I've already calculated this part. I've already done that circle. I got 12.56 inches squared, and now I'm multiplying that times the height, which is 3 1/4 inches, 3.25 inches. So now I need my calculator again. 12.56 times 3.25. And the volume of rice that I have in that cylinder is 40.82. Now, how am I going to write that? It was inches squared times another inch, which means in another dimension. So all volume is going to be in 3 dimensions. So it's going to have a 3 right here. When I'm doing volume, it's going to have an exponent of 3, or it's going to always be in cubic dimensions. That represents cubic dimensions. Sometimes you're going to be asked to round your answer to the nearest tenth. If I round this one to the nearest tenth, it's going to be 40.8 because that 2 is not big enough to make that a 9. Still going to be inches cubed. Great.